Thanks, lady. All right. I'm sorry, I'm having a Zoom problem. All right, you are here. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm so excited to have you here. This is the CEO Vacation, and I am Danielle Jefferson. So this is going to be about how to make sure that your vacation can actually happen as a small business CEO. So, like I said, I'm Danielle. I am the CEO of Jefferson James Consulting, and I have a background in corporate. So I spent 15 years at Bank of America, where I was a Six Sigma certified black belt. And I did process and operations and project management and all kinds of that type of work that was really uninteresting to a lot of people, but I just love it. So I love helping kind of figure out what can make your business a little bit better for you. And so I decided to start my company to help small businesses understand how they can turn their operations into absolutely killing it so that you can have the business that you want. I'm a virtual COO, meaning that I help with your chief operations, right? And I serve small businesses just like you that are either getting started, you are in hyper growth mode, or you're just ready to take something to the next level. And so what I help you do is get shit done every day. So I stand shoulder to shoulder with my CEOs as their COO, and I help them get things done. And that's who I am. And that's my dog, Bruin, who you'll see occasionally, and hopefully will not hear today. Okay, so like I said, I want to make this super fun. This is about vacation. So I asked you in the email before, and so hopefully you're thinking about it a little bit. I want to know what your favorite vacation spot is or your dream vacation, so you can set your mind right for thinking about how you're going to get there through the rest of the information that we're going to go over. So I would love to hear from everybody. Anyone want to start? Where's the best place you've ever been or the best place you want to go?
I'll go, and there's chaos at my house in the background, so sorry if you hear screaming. But Brandon and I, a few years ago, our last legit vacation, we went to an all-inclusive adults-only resort in Mexico where you sit on the beach in a chair and they give you a little flag, and if you need a drink, you just put the flag in the ground and they bring you one. And I'm gonna need to go back there.
Hold on. What place is this where you can put a flag in the? That's like turning your card over at like the Brazilian steakhouses for more meat, right?
Yeah, yeah. I forget what it was called. It was like a small adults only resort in
Wow.
Playa del Carmen. And honestly, it was better than our honeymoon, which is saying a lot because our honeymoon was pretty legit. But no, like flaggy in the ground, person comes out, brings you free drinks, and the food was amazing. So that's my like life goal. But with a 16-month-old, I don't see that happening anytime soon. So
Yes, we might have to take the expectation down a little bit, but we're going to need you to drop that to all of us, Sarah, whenever you figure out where it was.
yeah, I'll Google it.
Perfect. Elizabeth, were you going to go?
Yes. So I just got back from like a family reunion in upstate New York, and we stayed at a bed and breakfast. And usually I am very social, but I'm not social on vacation. So bed and breakfast I don't really like because you have to be social. But this one was different, and they took care of us. I mean, just like anything we wanted. The kids got snacks in the afternoon. We were right downtown, so there were so many things that we could do that were activities and stuff. And I tell you, like, as I get older, I just want to be taken care of. Yeah, like on vacation.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of getting the thread is like you don't want to have to think about anything. You just want someone to take care of you and handle it. Yep. All right. Anybody else? My best. Oh, go ahead, Erin.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say I'm taking notes on what's been said so far, and because I'm always looking for a new vacation spot. But my favorite vacation that I did was years ago to the Big Island in Hawaii. We went around Kona and Hilo and traipsed on, around volcanoes and saw snow-capped mountains. And the biggest joy for me was swimming in like a private lagoon on the resort we were at. And at one point, I actually had a sea turtle that came up out of the water and went underneath my chair and took a nap under my
Oh my
lounge
gosh.
chair. So I didn't move until I felt I didn't want to disturb the turtle, but it was just a really cool experience with just seeing beautiful environment. And for those of you who don't know me, my title is CEO and head mermaid at my business.
Mhm.
So I truly felt like a mermaid that while I was there.
I was gonna say the sea turtle just knew you were
He
a
knew,
kindred
he was like,
spirit.
friend.
That's awesome. All right. Sarah, well, Sarah Wells might have do you want to say anything, Sarah? You
Yeah,
got
I can go. I can
Okay,
go. So it's kind of funny. One of my favorite places is a place I've been a lot of times, but my mom's originally from Germany, and so my grandparents and my family still live there. And I had been, a lot as a kid and everything, but I got to go with my husband for the first time in 2017, and we took a couple days away from my grandparents and went to Berlin together, and that was probably my favorite one so far. So
That's so cool. So you got like a connection to your family.
yeah, exactly. It makes it a lot easier when you only really have to pay for the flight, and then you have somewhere to stay and people to feed you and all that good stuff.
That's true. Again, you had somebody taking care of you.
Yes.
Very good. Awesome. Mine is my husband and I took a vacation out to California for our wedding anniversary years ago now. But and we did like a little tour, but we went to Big Sur for part of it. And it was like, for me, I'm not spiritual, but like if there was a spiritual experience, that was it. It was so beautiful. It was like on one side of the highway, literally, it was like the ocean with cliffs. And then on the other side, you could go like into the redwood forest or whatever was there. It was super cool and just super beautiful and really spotty Wi-Fi, which was nice. And, I would highly recommend it if you haven't been out there. Cool. All right. Is there anywhere anybody's dying to go where you're like, I have to go there ASAP? I'm here because I need this vacation.
I want to go to Ireland. I absolutely, I'm on like all of the Facebook listservs of people like Americans who love Ireland and all that stuff. And I just have to I have to go there.
That's so cool. I didn't even know there was such a list like that.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of them.
That's awesome. All right. Great, guys. Well, thanks for sharing. Someone else. Oh, Katie popped back in and out. There she is. Katie, can you hear us? Oh, she's still connecting. Oh, Alina. Well, it's a good thing I didn't move off of this topic. In case Katie, did you want to share what your favorite vacation was?
Oh, sorry. I got another call. Off the top of my head.
Where you want to go?
Where do I want to go? Hawaii?
Oh, Erin was just talking about that, and she had a sea turtle swim underneath and sleep underneath of her in a lagoon. So you should go.
Oh, Erin, that's awesome. Oh my goodness.
Katie, it's an experience. Yes, let's all work towards going to Hawaii, right?
Yes, I'm down. Totally down.
That's awesome. Hey, welcome, Alina. Thanks for joining. You're welcome to share your favorite vacation or where you want to go.
Hi.
Hey.
I was having some Eventbrite tech issues, but
No problem.
my favorite spot is probably hopping around Hawaii Islands. That's like the fantasy, because of all of the diversity. It was like get the social time, alone in nature time, like sort of reset, very, very different climates.
Yeah, that's so true. I never thought about it that way.
From like snow to like the jungle to incredible beaches, and then if I really want to be near people, then like clubs.
That's so cool. All right, we have 3 votes for Hawaii, so that's the winner. Got it. All right. Thanks for sharing, guys. Okay, let's jump into the content so you can, actually know how to go on a vacation. I'm sorry. All right, so You guys need a vacation. You deserve a vacation. I have witnessed multiple types of cultures as I have ventured into small business ownership. And there's a subset of people that really have this hustle and grind culture. I'm sure you guys have been exposed to it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's not who I am at the core, and it's not who I, desire for my clients to be either, because you just don't have that balance of what you wanted to do. The point of me starting my business, I'm sure for most of you too, is because you wanted to do for yourself. You wanted to have more autonomy in your life. You wanted to not have somebody telling you what to do. And then basically you become a slave to your business, right? Which is not why we're here. I subscribe to having your business built on consistency, sustainability, and having that work-life balance so you can take your vacation. So truly the first part of this is a mindset around this is part of how you should manage your business so that you can allow for yourself to live the life that you wanted when you set out to start it, not to be hustling and grinding every day. And then thinking, oh my God, I have to get away from all of this. I need a vacation. No, this should just be part of how you're managing it. So that's what we're going to do here. First, set your business up for success. Planning your business for future vacations should be intentional, right? You need to be thinking about these things all the time. When it comes down to it, truly, as I'm thinking about it from an operations standpoint, we're really talking about how you are setting up and documenting your processes, how you are caring for your clients and customers, and then how you're managing all of this to make sure that you're not making mistakes or you're keeping things automated. Just, I call it error proofing. It's how you're saving yourself from yourself and saving your business from, encroaching on your life, right? So thinking about what are the most critical parts of your business. To set up your business to go on vacation, not everything has to be operating at 1,000% all of the time. If you're on vacation, you can pull back a little bit, right? So we just need to think about what are the things that are keeping the wheels on the bus, that are moving you forward a little bit, but not like on a launch pad. So only thinking about the critical parts of your business that need to keep going. Do you have those things documented? So should somebody be able to step in if you have a small team to help you, then you have those documented. Having them just documented for yourself, if it's only you, is also a great practice as well, because then you can clearly see, all right, what do I need to keep moving? What can I put on pause while I'm gone for the long weekend, while I'm gone for the, 10 days to Hawaii, whatever it is. It is an outline of how does your business work and how do you make things go? Then do you have automations that are in place to keep things moving? Do you have invoices that you send out on a certain time frame where you can just like set that up in a really easy tool? Do you have a way for people to contact you or set up time with you to keep sales meetings coming in while you're gone? What types of easy, and I always advocate free as much as you can, automations can you put in place to really, this is great for your business in general, right? But to keep things moving while you're out. So it seems and appears like, hey, you're still there. Even if it's only you, people can still keep doing business with you, right? Then what expectations have you set with clients around your work-life balance? This is an entirely whole other webinar. Like I could talk about this for hours, and I probably have with some of you. And I also have some like a newsletter on this too. But setting expectations with how you manage your business, your availability with your clients, and how they are allowed to interact with you positions you as the leader in your business. It positions you as a competent expert with what you're doing, and it helps them know how to work with you. So it's not that you're saying, no, I can't talk to you then, or, I think, Elizabeth, I might have even said this to you yesterday, where some people think if you are available all the time, you are providing great customer service. No, people don't know what to expect from you, and they are coming to you likely to have a problem solved. So for you to then present them with more options is not what you need. So you need to be very clear and set expectations that you are going on vacation, you are unavailable on weekends. This is great, again, for just life in business, and then for setting this up to go on vacation. And then, do you need help? Can someone step in? Do you have a great team? Even one person that you could think about delegating something to. I've had some clients recently go on vacation that do have 1 or 2 people that are available to them, and they were nervous. They were very nervous to step away, not be the face to the clients, and have their team step in. Their team freaking knocked it out of the park. Like, they were so happy. And then they're like, okay, I now know how I can take my business to the next level because I know that I have the right people in place. Let people help you if that is available to you, whether that is, again, someone on your team or a friend who's kind of like helping you on the side, or I don't know, just anybody who you think could really step up for you. That might be where you want to go, right? So again, I'm talking about putting things in place to make sure that things are moving in the background while you're gone, and that your clients still feel cared for, and that you're saving yourself from yourself by error proofing and putting automations in place and all that stuff. So, questions. I'm going to ask you guys to just jump in anytime you want. So like, I'm going to plow through, but feel free to stop me if you're like, yeah, this sounds great, but how am I actually doing this? Okay. Plan your time off. Guys, I hate that I have to say this, but I do. It might seem obvious, but it's so easy if you're coming from a corporate job or another environment where someone was in charge of you, right? You weren't your own boss. They're telling you when you get time off. They're telling you how many weeks you get a year. They're telling you what to do. Here, like, you are in charge. You have to do this yourself. And so don't wait until you're about to die and you're like, I have got to get out of here now, or I'm just going to lose my mind. Before you take time off, you need to plan ahead. So like, you're here right now. Like, this is literally today, and all of these other types of things could be coming up for you. There's, still the remainder of summer. There's going to be Labor Day. Like, I'm personally taking a trip on Labor Day that I'm excited about, right? We have a family trip coming up. Maybe your friend's getting married. Maybe that's happening again. I think it is. Holidays, things. So what I'm telling you to do is think about anchor points in your life that you have, whether that is specific things like this, or if you're just thinking, I would like to take a week off each quarter, or I need a Friday off once a month. You need to set those and plan those ahead and put that, line in the sand for yourself and with everybody else to be able to plan appropriately and do all the things that we talked about on the previous slide. If you don't ever know when that vacation is going to happen, you will never get ahead and be able to feel like you have your shit together enough to be able to really leave and feel good. One of the other major points that I want to make just in general here is there's a difference between being able to leave and go on a vacation and have fun on your vacation. So you don't feel crazy while you're there, and you don't feel crazy when you come back. So we're going to talk about all of that. Does anybody do you guys all plan your time off, or are you kind of sometimes do, sometimes don't? I get a mix with people.
Well, it's usually focused around a trip, like we're going to Disney in November. And so I know, or October. So I know I'm going to have to take off then. So it's usually revolving around a trip. I think the challenge for me is trying to find like a week every quarter, or, something like that, making myself, when there's nothing on the schedule, making myself take time off.
That's what I would challenge you to do, is think ahead of when is that rest period for you. So you're not like, oh my God, I can't wait to go to Disney. I just have to make it to Disney. Like, no, we don't want you to get burnt out, right? So being able to plan ahead is great.
I think another, and this is something I'm trying to implement and really be true to my word, but is schedule life around pleasure to the extent possible. It's a lovely concept, but putting in those time blocks so that there is something that is being planned, and it sort of sets the mind, it creates a shift in the mind of there is this thing that I'm looking forward to. And it could be something small, like I'm taking off the morning and I'm working remotely from a lovely cafe, right? It could be something small if I can't get away completely. It's like, it could be small like that. Like there's a wonderful cafe. They have the best croissants and the most amazing lattes. I'm going to take the morning and work there. So I will schedule that. Or it could be a catch up with a girlfriend. I'm in the kitchen making lunch right now. So
You're good. Yeah, I love that mindset, Alina. So take the concept of planning time off for a vacation and incorporate it into what you're doing every day in smaller bites, right? I do that for myself too. So like on Fridays, I don't take meetings generally. If I'm talking to you on a Friday, I love you like a lot. But that's my mental break, like you're saying, to be like, I don't have to, be on today. I have my day to manage as I choose, go to the like grocery store if I want to, or like take a later class at the gym or whatever it is, and then get everything else done that I want to get done without feeling like I have to be back at a specific time for a meeting. That's a great point.
if sometimes like I've been at a place where vacations are just not like week-long vacations weren't feasible.
That's
So
right.
I said, okay, well, what is feasible? Let's start there. Okay. Working from a new location is feasible, or taking a morning off is feasible, or right. Like,
Yeah.
and then taking a long weekend, so it's kind of steps from a range from like, I'm turning everything off and I'm away down to I'm working from an exotic location.
I love that. Has anybody else successfully done this? All right.
I've just
Yes.
recently started giving, it sounds awful, myself holidays off. I know it sounds so bad. And then also I've now, starting this month, taken every Friday off.
Awesome.
Just
That's
because,
great.
yeah, it's been too much. I went too hard and almost burnt myself out. And so now I just realize I can take off Labor Day. I can take off Fridays. So
You can take off any day you want, by the way.
exactly. That was a hard thing to realize, because I think I did feast and famine when I started my business for so many years of like, I have to take everything. I have to always be working. And then I realized, no, I just really need to look at my pricing and what I'm actually offering. And yeah, so it's been a revolution for me this past year, but yeah, it was a hard lesson to learn of that you can actually have time off.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, not great that it happened, but great that you're on the other side of it. And
I'm thankful for that too.
yeah, absolutely.
I want to throw in really fast. I take off holidays, but really, I feel like we don't have childcare. And so I don't really feel like it's a day off. You know what I mean? Like it's not a full break. So
Mhm.
now I'm trying to challenge myself to like find time during the week when I can take off. And I also don't schedule meetings most Fridays, but I'm actually trying to like figure out, well, how do I actually take a Friday off, or like a Friday afternoon or something like that, and encourage my team to do that too, because I think it's good for everybody. So that's just hard when you have a kid thrown in on top of it. It's like, if you're not working, then I still feel like I'm working because I'm taking care of him.
Yeah, I feel you, Sarah. I have the same problem with my 3-year-old. So I try and take advantage of stuff in the week, which is why I like to have no meeting Fridays, because he's at daycare. And so it's like I actually can have time to do what I need to do. I don't know how you feel about this, Sarah, but Jason and I have, this is like a whole other personal level, but we recently tried where each one of us like got a day, and maybe not like a whole day, but a period of time where we didn't feel guilty about leaving, and the other person did a special day with Gibson. So like he knew it was like mom and Gib day or dad and Gib day, and then the other person got some time on the weekend to like go see friends or do whatever. I don't know if that's
So I like, we kind of split the days in half on the weekend. So like I'll sleep in one morning and he sleeps in one morning.
Mhm.
But
Oh, can you guys hear her? We lost her. Yeah, kids are a whole other level. And all I can say is I try and help people plan what they're doing in the week. so that you don't feel jam-packed that when you get to the weekends, you still don't have any time to yourself. Like, let's plan rest time during that period. Sorry, Sarah, we lost you. Okay, moving on. Okay, so you're ready to take your vacation. You figured out when it's going to be. You figured out what's critical in your business to keep going. This is happening, people. Don't freak out. We will close all the loops before you go, right? So here's really what you should be doing when you're like, yes, this is happening. I am doing this vacation, but wait, how am I really gonna do it? First, triage what's left on your to-do list. This I like to do because your brain feels good when you are there, because you have already determined, I have tackled the critical things. Everything else I've written down, and I have a plan for what's going to happen when I get back. So you feel good before you leave. You feel settled while you're on vacation. God, you shouldn't even be thinking about what's happening back in your business when you're on vacation, right? And then when you come back, you have a plan. So you don't feel crazy and out of sorts. And like people talk about needing a vacation from their vacation because they come back to nonsense, is really what it is. You're not that tired from your vacation. It's just that you're coming back to the craziness of it. If you set yourself up for success before you do that, then you're not going to have that feeling, right? Then you can delegate responsibilities. I say either to your team, and like I told you, I had a great example where a client did this, or to clients. That might sound funny, but that's what I do because I am just me, right? So in order to keep things moving, I tell clients what they need to be doing. And for some of my clients that are on right now, especially Elizabeth, you will know that you will never leave a meeting with me without me giving you some homework. Like literally, I'm always giving you something to do because that keeps things moving, right? So not only does it keep it moving for me, and I'm not concerned that nothing's happening while I'm not there, but it keeps it moving for my client. Like they're still seeing progress, they're still seeing impact and value. And that's really the point. So a way to kind of hack this, if you don't have a team, is to have your clients do stuff while you're gone. Give them some homework. If you do have a team, one of the things that I hear from people is, well, but my team has never really talked to any of my clients, or I don't really let them do this or that. Number one is trust in your team, right? And let them step up and let them do something. But then the other thing is, don't let them do that and leave them hanging by not introducing them to your clients. So if you are planning in advance, you need to let clients know what is happening. And one of the great ways I had somebody do this was, one of her team members had never interacted with this specific one. I was like, you need to send an email, include this person's picture and be like, this is, Susie, she's going to be, helping you while I'm out. Here's how you can talk with her. And then she'll communicate anything back to me and you'll be taken care of. So you just want everybody to feel like things are going to keep moving. The whole business is not going to shut down just because you went on vacation for a long weekend. Okay. And then number 3 is set expectations with yourself and whoever you're going on vacation with. I get it. You're not going to completely check out, especially if you're gone for an extended period of time. Be okay with that. Set yourself a little schedule for when you're going to check in. Maybe you want to just get up first thing in the morning before anyone's bothering you and just check your email. Maybe you want to make sure everything's cool at night or whatever it is, right? Set expectations with yourself that that's going to happen, and don't beat yourself up for the fact that you're doing it. You're a freaking CEO and you have shit to run, right? But let everybody know you're going to be doing with it so that they're not upset with you too. And don't let it impact your vacation, but just be honest that it's going to happen. How you guys feel about that? Does that seem doable? All of this?
Can you hear me now? You can.
Are you there?
No.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Sarah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, is it broken?
No.
I think the delegating thing is a really good point because we went to Charleston about a month ago, and when I was gone, I don't think I set expectations up front, like with clients, to say, I'm going to be out, like reach out to this person. And it
Mhm.
ended up like one of my like VIP clients had an issue that I ended up having to fix because they didn't know who else to ask. And it was like urgent, like they were missing hundreds of thousands of dollars that was their like payment processor was holding on to them. And so I was like, oh, I felt like I needed to address that when I was on vacation, but it ended up being really stressful. So I think that's a good point about making sure you do that up front and set expectations and delegate. I don't think I did a very good job of that.
It's hard. I mean, it's your baby, right? Your other baby.
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure that you're always keeping a pulse on it. But if you're in the game to scale and grow, you're never going to do that by operating that way, right? So, and I know that you are. So next time you'll delegate and you'll trust in the team, and then you'll set the expectations that, hey, so and so is your point person. Here's who she is, or he, right? And like, don't call me in a nice way, but then also
Yeah.
give them the comfort that you're reachable by this person, and like they will let you know if something really goes south and you'll step in.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
totally a good point. And I'm hiring another person that I'm hoping I can insert with my new clients as the
Yeah.
main point of contact instead of me.
Perfect.
That was a big catalyst. That came from my vacation failure. So I'm hoping that can help too.
Good. Not good. Again, I hate that you guys have gone through these things. I'm glad that they're getting you out on the other side, but hopefully some of you who haven't gone through these things, you're hearing them and you're hearing the experiences before it happens, so you can error-proof yourself on them. All right. Anybody else?
Danielle, I really appreciate that you didn't say, don't check your email and don't like the all or nothing kind of thing, because it's just not feasible. Like, I know I'm going to check it, but I love how you're like, yeah, you're going to. And even that expectation feels better than just having the expectation of you're on vacation. You have to totally leave everything. And it's like,
Mhm.
that's not realistic. So I liked how you included that.
Good. I'm glad. And I think when you, again, are honest with yourself about it, it eases your mind, and it lets you be on vacation the way you want to be on vacation. If you keep feeling bad every day because you want to check in on your business and not saying like, yeah, each morning I'm going to check in, then be done with it, it's a whole different mindset. Yep. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, so you didn't do any of this. What do you do if you still want to go on vacation? Don't worry. There's really, really, really quick things that you can do to just get the hell out of town. Okay. So number one is assess your schedule and don't be afraid to ask people, AKA clients, to move stuff around. You'd be surprised, even just working with clients on creating new schedules for their regular everyday business. Literally, some of the first things I say are, can you move this client here? Can you do this? Just ask them. People honestly are very accommodating, and people aren't as like, you're not as beholden to them as you think that you are. And if you just have a good plan and you tell them what's going on and you tell them when you will be speaking with them, and that you're, again, setting the expectation that you're going on vacation and this is how you operate your business, people are humans. And so they're going to respect and understand that, so long as you don't, things aren't crazy. That's the point. You are being the leader in this for them, and they feel like you have it taken care of. So just because you have a bunch of stuff on your calendar doesn't mean it can't be moved. That's number one, right? And don't be afraid to ask people to move it. Number two is, okay, you've moved your calendar, but you have a bunch of stuff that you're supposed to do, right? If you need to prioritize it in this order, and what gets done, down to the last thing. Client care is always number one, always, in anything that you do, right? You have to make sure that your current paying clients are taken care of, they feel secure, they feel like things are in order and that they're good to go and that nothing's slipping through the cracks just because you decided to go to Dirty Myrtle like I did last weekend, right? So next is revenue generation. Obviously, you got to keep the money coming in. So your revenue generating activities are second on your list. After you take care of your clients, can you keep sales calls coming in? Just because, again, this goes back to automation. You're not there doesn't mean they can't use your little calendar link, right? And book a sales call with you. It's just going to be further out, like next week. No one's going to die. They'll be okay if they wait, right? But keep sales stuff happening where you can, even if you're not actively there. And then you have all your internal projects. Most of these things can probably be set to the side until you get back, because no one is truly setting the deadlines for stuff that's internal to your business except for you. So you can decide, I'm not going to make any progress on this project this week. I will plan to do X, Y, and Z on it next week, right? But if you're just trying to figure out how the heck to get out of Dodge, prioritize always clients first, then sales activities, then all your other stuff, right? Okay. Revenue generation also means sending out your invoices. Like, don't leave without sending out your invoices or whatever it is you're doing. The last thing, and I touched on this earlier, is just write everything down that is left to do. Get it out of your head. This will make you feel better leaving for vacation, on vacation, and coming back from vacation. You will have made yourself an amazing prioritized to-do list when you get back so that you can hit the ground running and be like, yes, I feel revived for my vacation. I'm ready to go. And like, I feel good coming back versus thinking you need a vacation from a vacation. And for the love of God, tell everybody you are going on vacation, right? So do all of these things. Do not forget to set those expectations that you're going to be unavailable and when that will be, when you're coming back and when they can expect a response, and then go on your vacation, please. If you set yourself up this way, I swear to God, you can like leave for a vacation next week without even having planned it. How do you feel? Does that, I mean, like, I feel like I don't want to say anything, Elizabeth, to your point, that is, you're like, this would never happen. This is like in a weird alternate universe, but this is how you would do it. This is how you would do it, right? If you had an emergency. And it would get done. Thoughts, questions, comments, rants? Okay. So I made you a little checklist. I'll give you the materials. You can, I'm not going to click on it because it's going to take me out of this and then I'll F up my screen. But it's a quick checklist of what to do 2 weeks out, 1 week out, and the day before you leave. So you can get yourself set up in an organized fashion. And it's just reminders of everything that we went over here. It's not mind blowing, guys. It's just getting your life together so that everyone understands what is expected, what is going to happen, and how you can keep the wheels on the bus and still seem alive in your business while you're taking a break. Okay? Okay, you guys ready for a vacation? Where are you going? What are you going to do? What questions do you have? This is the Q&A section. Is there anything?
I'll go.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I always ask questions because I know I always like it when people ask me questions. So like, what do you do? Like looking back on my vacation mishaps, like people email me anyways and are like, this is an emergency. And it may or may not be a real emergency, but to them it's an emergency. And like, I don't know. I honestly am in the place where like some of the things my team can handle, but like some things they legitimately can't just because they don't have access to the things that I do. So it's just like, what do you do without it like hijacking your vacation?
So number one is the whole like set a time to look at stuff. And I understand that people are probably emailing you at any time, right? But can you, if you're setting the expectation up front, like we talked about before, where you're saying like, you know, so-and-so is going to be handling stuff while I'm out, reach out to her. And then they just reach out to you anyway. I would recommend having an out of office that says, I'm out of office, reach out to so-and-so and redirect them back into the process that you have made for your vacation, right? Always get them back into your process. If it's truly something that cannot be handled, I would go back, Sarah, and look at what those things were and figure out if there's any kind of like common thread through the data where it's something you can actually like fix on the front end, where you can account for that going forward so it doesn't come up again, number one. And then number two, again, I would just enable your team, if you can, to take a stab at it. I mean, obviously you're messing with people's money, so you don't want that to be an issue, but it's being able to just whittle this down so it's not taking over your entire vacation. And then eventually you're going to have to start offloading this to like that new person that you hire so that you can't be, I said this morning, you can't be the key person. Like you can't be the key man anymore. The business is getting bigger than you. Like you just can't. So you're at a point where you're having a tipping point where you are ready to hire that person. And then that person has to duplicate you. You can't have anything that only you can do anymore.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it's like a combination of doing better at delegating and planning ahead. But then this person is going to allow me to actually take a break. So
yeah,
I think you're right.
I was just going to say that one thing that I do that has kind of helped is I have that automatic email set up, and I basically put in there that I am not checking email. And if it is like a true emergency, then either, delegate to someone else, or like I didn't have anybody else for a while that they could go to. I would like make them do some kind of extra step, like you have to call me, and then they could call me and I wouldn't answer, and I'd let them leave a voicemail, and then I would determine if it's actually an emergency and I wanted to contact them back. So kind of being like, I'm not checking email. If this is a true emergency, call me. Yeah. And most people won't.
Well,
100%.
With me, when you mess with people's money, they do call me like all the time.
Yeah, I'm
All
sure.
the time.
For you, Sarah, like always try and redirect them back into your process and have your out of office or whatever you're doing say that. But yeah, if it's something your team can't do, basically that's just happening right now until you can get that key man dependency off of you.
Okay.
Other questions?
I think when I went into this, I was thinking less about like a traditional vacation, and kind of one of my goals going forward is to take the month of December off every year. That's when my son's birthday is. And I think it kind of stemmed from that's when I had my maternity leave. And it was so nice to have that kind of month off, and tried to kind of do that last year. And so I think for me, it's like, this is the first year where I need to have like an actual plan in place of kind of like what you were talking about, and informing people ahead of time and getting them prepared, like, and then having a system set up to where, if someone does contact me, letting them know that it'll be the first week of January before we have that phone call and different things.
Yeah, I mean, yours is bigger, Sarah. If you're going to take the whole month off, you have to plan the whole cadence of your business around that, right? So you need to be planning when things are going to launch. When's the last date that you can take on X type of project, knowing it takes you X number of weeks to complete it. So everything needs to be done by that December 1st date, right? So you can take that month off. And then, yes, then anybody else that you sell to will start on January 1st. And then anybody else who comes in December can set something up for January 1st, but you're going to have to plan everything from like now until the end of the year that you're taking on in your business to accommodate for that month.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fun though.
It's one of my main goals that I have written down right now.
I love it. Great goal. Annual sabbatical. I love it.
Well, and I feel like a lot of people are kind of, their minds are elsewhere too, so, the second half of the month. So it's a little bit easier during that month than say another month.
Yep, agree. Erin, I'm gonna pick on you since you told me that you're taking Fridays off now. How's it going? Are you keeping up with it? How can we keep you honest?
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. I've really just initiated this month. So, but last Friday it was really nice. I had this year is all about kind of getting my shit together. So I have a health coach now. Because I am a junk food fanatic, and give me all the potato chips, anything that's fried makes a Southern girl's heart so happy. So last week, I actually had a lunch with her, and it was just like really nice because it was all about me, and I felt like it was something that was self-care and had nothing to do with getting back to a client. And then, yeah, this Friday I scheduled a lunch with like another friend that I hadn't seen in a while. So it's going really well so far, but it is hard because I'm finding so many clients of mine, like Fridays are their slow days, or like follow-up Fridays, as I used to call it. So
Mhm.
there's a lot that want to book meetings with me on Friday. So I'm really trying to like steer them to like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Um, and so far it's been really well, and everyone's been really understanding. But I think the hardest part was, I think I was my biggest obstacle, because I felt like I had to work every day. So now it's like, it goes with like what you were saying about when you go on vacation, like tell everybody that you're going on vacation. When you say, Fridays are my days, like you've got to tell them, and really they'll understand for the most part, unless something big is happening.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not sure what types of companies you work with, but from small businesses to like, if somebody says, oh, we don't do meetings on Wednesdays in corporations, I've never heard a response other than, that's amazing. It's like very inspirational to people,
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
like,
the reaction I've gotten from a lot of the small and medium businesses I work with. They're like, oh, wow, you can do that. I'm like, yes. And you
yeah,
probably can too.
yeah. So, I mean, that's awesome. Like, don't be afraid to tell them, because it's inspirational to people. And yeah, very few people will have an issue with it, because you're doing, I'm sure, an amazing job for them otherwise. So
I like to think so. Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, and I've realized, and Sarah, who's on this call, Sarah Young, knows about this too, of just, I feel like in this past year, I've been deprogramming all of my corporate America, like thought processes. And I realized I carried that into my business when I started my own business about, the customer is always right. Client is always right. Especially I worked with, I was a marketing director in a law firm, and there were no boundaries when it came to hours, because if you have a client that's international that needs something, it's got to get done. So it's really also about like unprogramming what we've learned in like the corporate world, which you've kind of touched on, and just again really doing a deep dive into thinking of what kind of business you want and what kind of life you want, because not although we love our business and it is a baby, like we have to live too.
Yes. And I could talk forever about managing clients and how you let that impact your business. But I will never say the client is always right. I will say the client is always first. And so I encourage all my clients to have a client first mindset, where you're thinking about how is what you're doing serving your clients best, whether that is how you are managing your process, how that is in taking time off to reset yourself so that you're not pissed off at your clients because they're taking all of your time. And so, quite frankly, they're not always right, because they don't always know what's best. You're the expert in the service you're providing to them, right? And so I think that's great that you're transitioning into that kind of mindset, so that you can serve them better, honestly, that way. How's everyone else doing? I want you to talk to me. Schedule a call, check out the stuff that I have going on. I also have some resources down here. If you, I'll send you the materials. If you click on this little light bulb, or you can go through the link in my bio in Instagram. It's just my link tree, but I have like all of my past webinars on there you can comb through. I do a monthly newsletter called Ninja Notes where I pontificate basically on stuff like this, where I'm like, you shouldn't be doing this, or never do this, or here's how you make an amazing process, or whatever it is to help you really have the business that you want to have, like Erin said, for the life that you want to have. So I am so glad that you guys came today. You guys were an awesome group, and I think that everyone else listening later will love this. Any last thoughts, questions, comments?
Danielle, I have a really quick question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm clicking on to get to your contact info. I wanted to message you. Am I clicking on the link? Is that a hyperlink?
Are you on? I haven't sent you the materials yet. It will be.
Oh, perfect. It'll be in the email. Got it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else? All right. Well, I truly hope you noticed that I wore my palm tree shirt to be in theme for you guys. And I hope that you're all taking vacations soon, or have come back from a vacation, or are starting to incorporate no work Fridays into your business like Erin is, or hiring people to take stuff over like Sarah is. Thank you guys so much. And I hope to talk to you.
Thanks. Take care.
Thanks, Danielle.
Thank you,
everybody.
Danielle.
Thank you.
Bye.